All right, get ready to explore Japan with us today. We're talking about that dream trip, that first-time visit you've always imagined. And trust me, Japan more than lives up to the hype.
It really does. It's this amazing mix of ancient traditions and super modern technology.
Yeah, like you could be having tea in a centuries-old temple one minute and then surrounded by, like, robots and crazy neon lights the next.
Exactly. And it's that contrast that makes Japan so captivating. But for someone visiting for the first time, it can also be, a little overwhelming.
Right, that's where we come in. We're going to give you all the insider tips and tricks to navigate Japan like a pro.
Think of this deep dive as your cheat sheet to unlocking the magic of Japan. We want to make sure your first trip is unforgettable, but also stress-free.
Absolutely, no stress allowed on vacation.
hmm
So, first things first, when is the best time to visit the land of the rising sun?
Well, Japan has these 4 distinct seasons, and each one has its own unique charm. Spring, from March to May, is definitely one of the most popular times to go.
I can see why. Those pictures of cherry blossoms in full bloom. Just magical.
It's a truly magical experience. And then there's autumn, from September to November. The weather is nice and cool, and the landscapes transform into this, fiery tapestry of colors as the leaves change.
It's a photographer's dream.
Definitely a photographer's dream.
Okay, so spring for cherry blossoms, autumn for that stunning foliage.
Yeah.
What about winter and summer?
Winter, from December to February, offers a different kind of magic. If you're into snow sports, Japan has some, world-class ski resorts.
I can imagine.
And after a day on the slopes, nothing beats soaking in a traditional hot spring, an onsen.
Oh, surrounded by snow.
Yep.
That sounds incredible. But what about summer? I've heard it can be, well, pretty intense.
Yeah, summer in Japan from June to August can be quite challenging, especially if you're not used to high humidity.
Yep.
It's also peak tourist season, so expect bigger crowds and potentially higher prices. But if you don't mind the heat and the crowds, there are still plenty of unique experiences to be had, like summer festivals and fireworks displays.
Okay, so to sum it up, spring and autumn offer that sweet spot for pleasant weather and amazing scenery. Winter's perfect for those snowy adventures. And summer, well, it has its own unique appeal, but maybe not for everyone.
Exactly. Now let's move on to the exciting part, creating your dream itinerary. Japan has so much to offer. I mean, you could spend months exploring and still only scratch the surface.
Yeah, it's a big country with so much to see, so where do we even begin?
So for a first-timer looking for a well-rounded experience, we've got a framework that hits those iconic spots, but still leaves some room for you to, explore your own interests.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, picture this. Your first week is all about Tokyo, the energetic capital of Japan.
Tokyo, here we come.
We'll start with a full day exploring Shibuya, the heart of Tokyo's, youth culture.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that famous intersection where everyone crosses at once.
Exactly. Shibuya Crossing, it's like a real-life video game.
I bet.
We'll get that iconic shot and then wander through the back streets, checking out the trendy fashion, street art, those quirky cafes. It's sensory overload in the best way possible.
Then we'll head to Harajuku, right? The epicenter of Japan's kawaii culture.
Exactly. Think bright colors, bold fashion, and tons of crepe stands. This is where you'll find those, over-the-top outfits. It's even more incredible in person.
I can only imagine. So we've got Shibuya and Harajuku. Where to next?
From Harajuku, we'll go to Shinjuku-gyo National Garden, a peaceful oasis right in the middle of the city.
A little peace and quiet sounds nice.
Here you can relax among these serene ponds, traditional tea houses, and beautifully manicured gardens.
A nice contrast to all the excitement.
Exactly. And speaking of winding down, for dinner, we'll head to the Shinjuku Golden Gai.
What's that?
It's a maze of tiny atmospheric bars, each one with its own unique theme and character. It's like stepping back in time to a bygone era of Tokyo nightlife.
Wow, week 1 is already sounding amazing. So much to do.
And that's just the beginning. Week 2 takes us on the bullet train to Kyoto, the ancient capital of Japan.
Okay, Kyoto. I'm ready.
First stop, Fushimi Inari Shrine. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its thousands of those bright orange torii gates that wind up the mountain.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
But I bet it's even more breathtaking in person.
It truly is. We'll hike through the gates, soaking up the energy of this, sacred place, and we'll enjoy those panoramic views of Kyoto from the top.
Sounds incredible.
Later, we'll immerse ourselves in the Gion district, Kyoto's geisha district,
Oh, wow.
with its traditional wooden houses, charming tea houses, and you might even catch a glimpse of a geisha.
Fingers crossed.
For dinner, we'll indulge in a traditional kaiseki meal, which is like a multi-course dining experience that showcases the art of Japanese cuisine.
Oh, I've heard about those. They sound amazing.
Each dish is a masterpiece, both visually and, in terms of flavor.
Okay, so we've had the excitement of Tokyo and the cultural immersion of Kyoto. What's next?
For week 3, we're heading to Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. It's a city known for its history, right?
Yeah, it's known for its historical significance. We'll visit the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park and Museum, a powerful reminder of the atomic bombing and a symbol of peace and hope.
That sounds like a very moving experience.
It is. From Hiroshima, we'll take a short ferry to Miyajima Island, another UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Okay.
This island is famous for its iconic floating torii gate.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that. It looks like it's floating on the water.
It does, especially at high tide. We'll explore the island's lush forests, meet some friendly wild deer that roam freely, and try some local delicacies. Have you ever had grilled oysters?
I have not, but I'm willing to try.
Okay, well, they have these amazing grilled oysters and these little maple leaf-shaped cakes filled with sweet bean paste called momiji manju.
Okay, I'm adding those to the list. And week 4, what about that optional trip north to Hokkaido?
All right, so for week 4, we venture to Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island. It's known for its natural beauty, delicious seafood, and unique culture.
What kind of unique culture?
Well, it has this kind of frontier spirit, very different from the rest of Japan. Our first stop will be Sapporo, the capital of Hokkaido.
Okay.
We'll explore Odori Park, a green oasis right in the city center, and visit the Sapporo Beer Garden and Museum to learn about the history of, well, Sapporo beer.
I could definitely go for a Sapporo right about now.
From Sapporo, we head to Otaru, a charming port city famous for its canal, historic warehouses, and glass-blowing workshops.
Oh, wow.
We'll take a stroll along the canal, sample local sweets, and maybe even try our hand at glass blowing.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our itinerary. But Japan's a pretty big country. How are we getting around all these places? Should we rent a car?
Renting a car in Japan can be a bit tricky, especially for first-time visitors. The roads can be congested and, well, the signs are in Japanese.
Right, that makes sense.
But don't worry. Japan has one of the most efficient and best public transportation systems in the world.
Okay, good. So what are our options?
For longer distances, the Shinkansen, or bullet train, is definitely the way to go.
I've heard those bullet trains are incredibly fast.
They are. These high-speed trains can get you between major cities in just a few hours.
But are they super expensive?
They can be. But here's a pro tip for first-timers. If you're planning to travel by train a lot, look into the Japan Rail Pass.
Oh, I've heard of those.
It's a great deal. You get unlimited travel on most JR trains, including the Shinkansen, for a set period of time.
Okay, that sounds like a must-have. What about getting around within the cities?
For that, the subway and bus systems are your best bet.
Are they easy to use?
They're incredibly efficient, clean, and easy to navigate. And most stations have signs in English, which is helpful. You can buy these IC cards, like the Suica or Pasmo cards. You load them with money, and then you can use them on subways, buses, even some vending machines.
That sounds super convenient. Okay, bullet trains for long distances, subways, and buses within the cities. What about those times when we want to explore, like smaller towns or more rural areas?
For that, you can take local trains and buses.
Are they reliable?
They might not be as fast as the Shinkansen, but they offer a charming way to see the Japanese countryside. You'll get to experience, local life up close.
I love that idea. Okay, so we've covered transportation, we've got our itinerary. Now, let's talk about Japanese culture and etiquette.
It's important to be mindful of the customs.
Like what?
Well, one of the most basic customs is bowing. It's how you greet people and show respect. The depth of your bow depends on the situation, but even a slight nod of the head is better than no bow at all.
So practice those bows. What else should we know?
Shoes are a big thing. You have to take your shoes off before entering homes, temples, shrines, some restaurants, and some traditional inns called ryokans.
Okay, shoes off at the door. Got it.
What about dining etiquette? When it comes to dining, it's polite to wait for everyone to be served before you start eating. And it's customary to say itadakimasu before the meal, which means I gratefully receive, and gochiso-sama deshita afterward, which means thank you for the meal.
Those phrases are going straight into my notes. What about chopsticks?
Chopsticks are a big part of dining, but there are some things to remember, like don't stick your chopsticks vertically into your rice bowl.
Okay, why not?
It's associated with funeral rituals.
I had no idea.
And don't pass food from chopsticks to chopsticks, and when you're finished eating, rest your chopsticks on the chopstick rest, not on your plate.
Okay, chopstick etiquette, check. Any other tips?
Learning a few basic Japanese phrases can go a long way. Simple things like hello, konnichiwa, thank you, arigato, sumima, and please, wanagaishimasu will be really helpful.
I'm going to start practicing right now, but what if we make a mistake? Are Japanese people forgiving of tourists?
Absolutely. They're known for being hospitable and understanding. They really appreciate it when visitors make an effort. Just be polite, respectful, and show a willingness to learn, and you'll be fine.
That's good to hear. Okay, we've covered transportation, etiquette, even a bit of language. Now, where are we going to stay?
Japan has a great range of accommodations to suit every budget. If you want comfort and convenience, hotels are a good choice. There's everything from budget-friendly business hotels to luxury five-star hotels.
Now, I've always been fascinated by those traditional Japanese inns, the ryokans.
Oh, ryokans are amazing.
Can you tell me more about them?
They offer a truly unique experience. You get to see traditional Japanese hospitality with tatami mat floors, futon bedding, and often shared baths. Staying in a ryokan is a great way to embrace the culture and enjoy authentic Japanese cuisine.
Sounds amazing, but probably a bit pricey, right?
They can be, but the experience is worth it.
Okay, hotels for convenience, ryokans for that cultural immersion. Any options for budget-conscious travelers?
Definitely. Hostels are a great way to save money, especially if you're traveling solo or on a tight budget.
What about Airbnb? Is that an option in Japan?
Yes, Airbnb is becoming really popular. You can find a variety of apartments, houses, and even some unique places to stay, like those traditional machiya townhouses. It's a good option for longer stays.
Okay, so many options. Now let's talk about food.
Ah, yes, Japanese cuisine.
It's one of the main reasons to visit Japan, right?
It's a big part of the experience, for sure. First off, you can't go to Japan without trying sushi.
Of course not.
The freshness and quality of the seafood are amazing.
What else is a must-try?
Well, ramen is another one.
Ramen, love it.
It's hearty, flavorful, and comes in all sorts of regional variations.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Whether you like a rich, creamy tonkatsu broth or a lighter shoyu broth, there's a ramen out there for you.
Okay, so we've got sushi and ramen. What else should we add to our culinary bucket list?
Don't forget about udon and soba.
What are those?
They're traditional noodle dishes. Udon noodles are thick and chewy, while soba noodles are thinner and made from buckwheat.
Okay, that too.
Both are super versatile and can be served hot or cold with a variety of toppings. They're a great option for a quick and affordable meal, too.
Perfect. Udon, soba, noted. What about for a late-night snack?
You have to try yakitori.
What's yakitori?
It's basically grilled chicken skewers, seasoned with a savory terra sauce or just salt. You can find them at street food stalls or yakitori restaurants everywhere.
Okay, that sounds delicious. But what about those of us with dietary restrictions? Like, are there options for vegetarians or people with gluten intolerances?
Definitely. While traditional Japanese cuisine might seem meat and seafood heavy, vegetarian and vegan options are getting much easier to find, especially in the larger cities.
That's good to know.
Many restaurants now offer vegetarian ramen, udon, and soba dishes. You can also find restaurants that specialize in vegetarian and vegan food.
Okay, that's great news. Now, Japan has a bit of a reputation for being, well, expensive. Are there ways to travel on a budget?
Japan can be pricey, yes, but there are definitely ways to make your trip more affordable.
Like what?
Well, consider traveling during the shoulder seasons, like spring or autumn. The weather is still great and the crowds are smaller.
Which usually means lower prices, right?
Exactly.
And
And think about your accommodations. Hostels or Airbnb are good for saving money.
Makes sense.
And when you're getting around cities, stick to the subway and bus networks. It's much cheaper than taking taxis.
Good point.
And when it comes to food, embrace those local, less touristy restaurants.
That's always a good tip.
You'll often find amazing food at a much better price.
Okay, shoulder seasons, affordable accommodations, public transportation, local eats. Got it. Anything else?
Take advantage of all the free things to do. Exploring parks and gardens, visiting temples and shrines, just wandering different neighborhoods. It's all free and incredibly rewarding.
So true. Okay, we've covered a lot. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what are some essential items we should bring to make our trip smoother?
All right, first things first, make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned stay.
Passport check. What else?
Depending on where you're from, you might need a visa, so make sure to check the requirements well in advance.
Okay, will do.
And travel insurance is highly recommended.
Always a good idea.
It's good to have that peace of mind in case something unexpected happens. Then, to stay connected, renting a portable Wi-Fi device is super convenient.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely need that for navigating and all the photos we'll be taking.
Exactly. You'll need a power adapter, too, since Japan uses Type A plugs.
Power adapter. Noted. What about safety? Is Japan a safe country?
Japan is incredibly safe. It has a very low crime rate, and you can feel comfortable exploring even late at night.
It's good to hear.
It's always wise to be aware of your surroundings, though, just like anywhere else. And Japan is prone to natural disasters like earthquakes and typhoons.
Right.
So it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with what to do in case of an emergency. Most hotels have clear instructions and evacuation routes.
Okay, that's important to remember. Any emergency numbers we should know?
Absolutely. The number for the police is a 110, and for ambulance and fire services, it's 119. It's also a good idea to have the phone number for your embassy in Japan.
110 for police, 119 for ambulance and fire. Got it. Well, we've covered an incredible amount of information in this first part of our Japan deep dive. From the best time to visit to those essential travel tips, I feel like we're ready to book our flights.
And this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore.
Right. Stay tuned for the next part of our deep dives, where we'll go even deeper into those must-see destinations and share more insider tips.
We'll uncover those hidden culinary treasures, explore those cool, off-the-beaten-path neighborhoods, and help you navigate Japanese customs like a pro.
Until then, keep that wanderlust burning bright, and we'll see you back here for part 2 of our Japan adventure.
Happy travels! Welcome back, everyone. Ready to explore those amazing destinations we talked about in part 1.
I'm so excited to continue this virtual journey. Last time, we talked about the best times to visit, how to get around, even some etiquette tips. But now let's zoom in on some must-see cities. Kyoto. Here we come.
Kyoto! It really captures the heart of traditional Japan. You can wander through ancient temples, peaceful gardens, and even see geisha in the Gion district.
It sounds magical. But with so much to see, where do we even start?
Well, you can't go to Kyoto without visiting the Fushimi Inari Shrine.
Oh yeah, the one with all the orange gates.
Exactly. Thousands of those vibrant torii gates winding up the mountainside. It's a really unique experience, and as you hike up, it gets more and more peaceful.
It looks amazing in pictures.
And you know, the higher you climb, the more you feel the sense of peace and connection with nature. Like the city just disappears.
Okay, Fushimi Inari is at the top of my list. What else should we see?
Well, how about the Kinkakuji Temple, also known as the Golden Pavilion?
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's the shimmering gold structure reflected in a pond. It's straight out of a fairy tale.
Okay, Kyoto is sounding more and more magical by the minute.
And the Kinkakuji Temple is definitely one of those must-see sites. It's not just the temple. It's the way it sits in the garden, the reflection in the water. Pure magic.
Kinkakuji Temple check. What's next?
Let's take a walk through the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove.
Oh, I've seen pictures. It's that amazing bamboo forest.
You'll feel like you're in another world. Towering bamboo stalks, sunlight filtering through. It's almost otherworldly.
That sounds so peaceful. Kyoto seems to have a lot of temples. Are there any others besides the Golden Pavilion that we should check out?
Oh, definitely. Kyoto has over 1,600 Buddhist temples and 400 Shinto shrines.
Wow.
Each one has its own unique history and atmosphere, but Kiyomizu-dera Temple stands out. It's perched on a hillside and...
Wait, is that the one with that amazing wooden stage?
Yes, the one that juts out over the hillside. The view from there is incredible. You can see the whole city.
Kiyomizu-dera Temple. Adding that to the list. What about Nijo Castle?
Nisho Castle. Oh, it's fascinating. It was built for the Tokugawa shoguns, the rulers of Japan during the Edo period.
Cool. What makes it so special?
Well, it's known for its beautiful architecture and something called nightingale floors.
Nightingale floors. What are those?
The floors chirp when you walk on them. It was a security measure to alert people of intruders.
That's so clever. I'd love to hear that. Can we visit the Kyoto Imperial Palace?
Yes, you can. Parts of it are open to the public. You can walk through the gardens and get a glimpse into the history of the imperial court. It's very peaceful.
Okay, so we've got temples, castles, palaces. Now, we can't talk about Kyoto without mentioning the Gion district. What's the best way to experience it?
The Gion district is best explored on foot. Just wander those narrow streets, imagine life in old Kyoto, and with any luck, you might even see a geisha.
I'm hoping for a geisha sighting. Are there any cultural experiences you recommend?
You should try a traditional tea ceremony.
Oh, I've heard those are really special.
It's not just about the tea, it's about the whole ritual. It's very beautiful and meditative.
A tea ceremony. Okay. What else?
Well, if you're interested in performing arts, try to see a geisha performance. You can see these elegant dances and musical pieces. It's a really unique experience.
Okay, noted. What about something a bit more hands-on?
There are lots of workshops and classes where you can learn things like calligraphy or painting. It's a fun way to experience the culture and make a cool souvenir.
I love that idea. Okay, we've got so much to see and do in Kyoto. Temples, bamboo forests, geisha. But what about the food?
Kyoto is a foodie's paradise. For a special occasion, try a kaiseki meal.
What's that?
It's a multi-course dining experience with all these beautifully presented dishes. It really showcases Japanese cuisine.
Sounds fancy.
It is. But if you're looking for something more casual, try shojin ryori, a traditional Buddhist vegetarian cuisine. It's really flavorful and healthy.
Kaiseki for a special occasion, shojin ryori for every day. I can't wait. Kyoto seems pretty spread out. How do we get around?
Kyoto actually has a great transportation system. The subway is good for the main areas, and the bus network is really extensive, plus it's affordable. You can also rent bicycles, which is a fun way to explore the quieter neighborhoods.
Subways, buses, bicycles.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I imagine we'll be doing a lot of walking. Yeah.
Kyoto is very walkable, and you'll want to explore those narrow streets and alleys. Just make sure to wear comfortable shoes.
Comfortable shoes, check. Kyoto is a very traditional city, so are there any customs we should be aware of?
Kyoto is very traditional, so being respectful of local customs is important. Dress modestly and be prepared to take your shoes off before entering temples and shrines. It's also a good idea to be quiet on public transportation and respectful of personal space.
Got it. Quiet on trains, respectful of space. Anything else?
Remembering a few basic Japanese phrases is always appreciated, even if it's just a few words.
Okay, I'll keep practicing my Japanese. All right, let's switch gears and head to Tokyo. What awaits us in this huge city?
Tokyo is a city of contrasts. Ancient traditions, futuristic stuff. It's a city that never sleeps. The energy is amazing, but it can be a bit overwhelming.
I can imagine. With so much to see, how do we even tackle Tokyo?
Well, we have to start with the Shibuya crossing, the world's busiest intersection.
Oh yeah, the one where everyone crosses at the same time? That's a must-do.
It's a spectacle. It kind of sums up Tokyo, this crazy energy, but everything works perfectly.
So Shibuya crossing for that iconic photo op, check. Where to next?
Let's head to Akihabara, also known as Electric Town.
I've heard of that. It's like the center for anime and video games.
Think towering buildings covered in anime characters, arcades, shops overflowing with manga and collectibles. It's sensory overload.
Okay, Akihabara, here we come. What else is on our Tokyo to-do list?
Let's explore Shimokitazawa. It's trendy, lots of vintage clothing stores, boutiques, and cafes. A little different from the mainstream.
That sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah.
What about those, like, classic landmarks? Tokyo Tower, for example.
We can't forget Tokyo Tower. You can go up to the observation deck for incredible views, especially at night.
Tokyo Tower at night, added to the list. Tokyo seems like a concrete jungle, though. Are there any parks or green spaces?
Definitely. The Meiji Shrine is beautiful. It's in the heart of the city, but it's an oasis of peace and tranquility, with gardens, ponds, and trees.
I need some of that peace and tranquility after all that excitement. What about those crazy-themed cafes? Are those real?
Oh, they're definitely real. Cat cafes, robot cafes, even owl cafes. It's a quirky side of Tokyo.
That sounds so fun. What about the Tsukiji fish market?
Well, the inner market moved to Toyosu, but the outer market is still great. You can wander the stalls, try fresh seafood, and get some souvenirs.
Okay, fresh seafood and souvenirs, got it. Now, what about Asakusa? I hear it's more traditional.
Asakusa is a step back in time. You can visit Sensoji Temple, the oldest temple in Tokyo, and walk down Nakamizadori, a traditional shopping street with tons of souvenirs and street food.
Okay, Asakusa is going on the list. What about the Imperial Palace? Can we visit?
You can. Parts of the Imperial Palace are open to the public. You can walk through the East Garden and see the architecture. It's a nice reminder that tradition is still important in Tokyo.
Wow, we've got Shibuya, Akihabara, Shimokitazawa, Tokyo Tower, Meiji Shrine, Tsukiji Fish Market, Asakusa, the Imperial Palace. So much to see and do. How do we get around this massive city?
Tokyo has an amazing public transportation system. The subway is the easiest way to get around. It goes everywhere.
Perfect. And if we want to go outside of Tokyo?
For longer distances, the train system is excellent. Just be aware that rush hour can be pretty crazy.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So subway for the city, trains for longer trips. And I imagine we'll be walking a lot too.
Tokyo is a very walkable city, and some areas are best explored on foot. You can also rent bicycles.
Got it. Tokyo is super modern, but are there any cultural customs that we should be aware of?
Even though it's modern, being mindful of Japanese customs is still important. Like, don't be loud on public transportation, be respectful of personal space.
Okay, got it. Quiet and respectful. What about food in Tokyo? Anything we should try?
Tokyo is a foodie heaven. You'll find everything. But you have to try manjayaki.
What is that?
It's like a savory pancake that you cook yourself at your table.
That sounds fun. And what about those vending machines? I hear they have, like, everything.
Oh yeah, Japan is known for its vending machines, and you'll find them everywhere. Hot and cold drinks, snacks, even hot meals.
Wow. We have to go on a vending machine adventure. Any last tips about Kyoto and Tokyo?
They're both incredible cities. Kyoto is all about history and tradition, while Tokyo is this exciting mix of old and new.
So much to see and do in both cities. How should we approach it?
Don't try to do too much. Pick a few things and really immerse yourself in the experience. Take your time, explore, and be open to the unexpected.
That's great advice. I think that's a perfect way to end this part of our deep dive. Kyoto and Tokyo, we're coming for you. Stay tuned for the next part where we venture beyond the cities to explore Mount Fuji.
We'll share the best ways to experience those natural wonders, discover local traditions, and give you all the tips to make your trip unforgettable.
Until then, keep that wanderlust alive, and we'll see you back here for the final part of our Japan adventure.
Happy travels!
All right, everyone, pack your hiking boots. Today, we're leaving the city behind and heading to the majestic Mount Fuji and all those incredible natural wonders outside the cities.
Yeah, we're going to trade those subways for hiking trails and experience the beauty that's inspired like poets and artists for centuries.
Mount Fuji. Even just the name is inspiring. That snow-capped peak rising above the clouds, it's almost mythical.
And seeing it in person is something you won't forget. Imagine standing at the foot of this huge volcano, surrounded by lakes and forests, just peace and quiet.
Okay, witness the majesty of Mount Fuji is going straight to my bucket list. But how do we get there?
It's actually pretty easy to get to Mount Fuji, even from Tokyo. You can take a direct bus from Shinjuku Station, takes about 2 or 3 hours.
Okay, bus it is.
Or you can take a train. It's a bit longer, but the views along the way are amazing.
Chain for the views. Good to know. So we're there. What's the best way to experience Mount Fuji? Do we climb it?
Some people do climb it, yeah. It's a challenge, but it's definitely rewarding.
I bet.
You get to, test your limits and see the mountain from a whole new perspective.
Sounds tough.
It is. It's not for everyone. The official climbing season is only from July to early September, and you need to be in good shape and prepared.
Okay, so maybe not for beginners. What if we're not ready to climb to the summit? What are some other ways to see Mount Fuji?
Well, one of the best ways is to visit the Fuji Five Lakes region.
5 lakes.
Yeah, they're these beautiful lakes, each one different, and they offer incredible views of Mount Fuji reflected in the water.
That sounds amazing.
Lake Kawaguchi is the most popular one. It's known for its, iconic view of Mount Fuji mirrored in the lake, especially during cherry blossom season or in the fall.
Oh, wow.
Picture this. You're in a cafe by the lake watching the sunrise over Mount Fuji.
Okay, that sounds incredible. I'm sold. What about the other lakes?
Each one's special. Lake Yamanaka is the biggest, and you can do all sorts of water sports there. Lake Sai has really clear water, perfect for kayaking. Lake Shoji is the smallest, but has amazing reflections of Mount Fuji. And Lake Motosu, that's the view you see on the 1,000 yen bill.
Wow, they all sound amazing. Okay, besides the lakes, what else should we see in the Mount Fuji area?
You should definitely check out Hakkai.
Hakkai.
It's close to the 5 lakes, and it's known for its hot springs, art museums, and incredible views.
Hot springs and art museums. That's an interesting combo.
It is. Hakkai has this unique mix of nature and culture. You can take the Hakkai ropeway, a cable car that takes you over volcanic hot springs. You get amazing views of Mount Fuji and the whole landscape. Okay,
I'm adding the Hakkai ropeway to my list. You mentioned hot springs. Those are a big part of Japanese culture, right?
Oh yeah, onsen or hot springs are everywhere in Japan.
I always wanted to try one.
It's not just about relaxing, it's a tradition. You soak in this hot, mineral-rich water. It's the perfect way to unwind after a day of exploring.
That sounds heavenly.
There are tons of onsen in Hakone, some traditional, some more modern. You can even find onsen with open-air baths where you can see Mount Fuji while you soak.
Oh, wow. I'm definitely having an onsen experience.
Yeah.
But we can't spend the whole trip in hot springs, right?
Yeah.
What else is there to do in Hakone?
Hakone also has some really great art museums. The Hakone Open Air Museum is a must-see. It's a sculpture garden, and the backdrop is Mount Fuji.
Okay, art with a view. Love it. What about something more like nature-focused?
Well, Hakone is great for hiking. There are lots of trails through forest, past waterfalls, and up to scenic viewpoints. You can even hike to the top of Mount Hakone.
So we've got views from the ropeway, relaxing onsen, art museums, hiking trails. Hakone has it all. It's easy to get to from Tokyo, right?
It is. You can easily do a day trip or even stay overnight. It's a great escape from the city.
Hakone, definitely going on the list. Okay, so we've talked about Mount Fuji and Hakone. Are there any other, like, hidden gems you recommend? Places that are a little off the beaten path?
Japan is full of those hidden treasures. Charming villages, temples, coastlines, islands. There's so much to discover.
I'm ready for an adventure. Where should we go?
If you want something really unique, go to the Iya Valley in Shikoku.
Iya Valley.
It's on Shikoku, the least visited of Japan's main islands.
Okay, what's it like?
Think dramatic mountains, these vine bridges that go over rivers, and traditional houses with thatched roofs in these secluded valleys.
Vine bridges. That sounds a little scary.
They're safe. It's like stepping back in time. Life is really slow there. A total escape from the city.
Iya Valley. Noted. What about for those of us who love the ocean? Any hidden gems along the coast?
Japan has thousands of miles of coastline. One place that's really special is the Noto Peninsula.
I've never heard of that. What's it like?
Think rugged cliffs and big waves, cute fishing villages, rice paddies by the sea, and onsen overlooking the ocean. It's just raw beauty.
Noto Peninsula. I'm adding it to the list. Any other hidden gems we should consider?
If you go up to Hokkaido, check out the Kushiro marshlands.
Marshlands. What's that like?
It's a huge wetland, lots of wildlife and beautiful scenery. You can go on canoe rides through these waterways surrounded by greenery. It's really peaceful.
Okay, a canoe ride through the marshlands. That sounds amazing. We've seen so much of Japan today, from those busy cities to these tranquil natural wonders.
It's a country with so much variety.
Any last bits of advice for our listeners before they start planning their own Japan adventures?
Embrace the unexpected. Don't be afraid to get lost. Try new things. Be open to new experiences. That's what makes a trip unforgettable.
That's perfect advice. This deep dive has only scratched the surface of what Japan has to offer. It's a country that will amaze you, challenge you, and stay with you long after you leave.
Remember to be respectful, try new things, and enjoy every moment.
And who knows, maybe you'll even find your own hidden gems. That's all for our Japan adventure. Until next time, everyone, keep exploring.
Happy travels.